my god, dragons! There be dragons everywhere! And we've seen the latest cinematic that they've released with the launch of the Dragonflight that's gonna be just in a couple of weeks, and boy, that was actually kind of cool.
Unexpected. Totally unexpected in a lot of different avenues, man. And just to say it right off the bat, we loved it. We loved the cinematic. There was elements to it that were really kick-ass. There was elements to it that got us a little bit, at least me, a little bit like, what?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
We're bringing the life to the Dracthyr, and it was definitely surprising because we were kind of like hoping that there was gonna be like a cinematic, and obviously, as you know, prior expansions have it, you would get a little tidbits of the lore, of the story, of the setting, but it wasn't really like that.
Not anymore. I think like after BFA and Shadowlands, they kind of like went for the, let's just play it safe now. Let's just not force everybody into our story. Let's just let the folks discover. You gotta remember, Dragonflight is gonna be all about discoverability and exploration and all of that stuff. But I think
Dragon riding!
Man, this is how it starts, right? So, I mean, it's not how it starts directly, because you know, the money shot is the starting point, right? When you see that Tuskar,
Tuskar, dude.
It's come on, the details and everything in here. After that, the blue dragon jumps in, and it's playfulness, dragon riding,
playfulness.
And yeah, so this is what it starts.
Is that the first Zandalari that we've ever had in a cinematic, man?
Well,
I don't think we've.
Zapipo wasn't Zandalari though.
No, he's Darkspear. There were no. This is the first time that we had Zandalari in a cinematic, so it's actually really cool to see other races represented. Because, not to mention, it all started with the Tuskar, man. Because, granted, I never played Wrath, so I never really had that emotional attachment to the Tuskar. But seeing it at the beginning, it was like, oh, here we go. Oh, we know they're pulling out the player's heartstring, and they're actually doing it in the right way instead of like trying to invoke an emotional attachment to, I don't know, Sylvanas or Arthas or whatever in Shadowlands, where they kind of, or Bolvar, where they kind of ruined it. Now they're he's just fishing, man.
Yeah,
he don't give.
Chilling out over there, looking for some of the good fishes. I mean, there is Wrath of the Lich King Classic out there, right? And
there's like the vibe in the air.
There is something to be said about that. But to be fair, for folks who played in Wrath of the Lich King, you did a lot of stuff on the Tuskar. You kind of fell in love with them, and it's only heartwarming to see how it all starts out. And I think the way this cinematic starts really sets out the vibe for the whole thing what we can expect. Obviously, there's gonna be a lot of adventures and epicness, but I feel Dragonflight as a whole will be a lot more laid back, at least in terms of what you have to do, where you have to go, and the things you have to discover. So I think it's a good thing.
That after Shadowlands, in the oppressive atmosphere of that constant dark tone and morbid tone, having this very lighthearted one is actually really cool. And it feels like we're coming back to WoW, man. It's like a Tuskar in a boat, and then a dragon swoops in, man.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? So they don't start. This is, I think, for the first time in WoW's cinematic history for expansions, they don't start off with some epic moment or some big battle or some big threat. It starts off with something that it's like fun.
We can argue that that's pretty high octane as you go into it, because it's just like we never seen dragon riding in WoW before.
Exactly.
Or any mount flying at all.
Exactly. My point is that, first off, you have two members of the opposing factions. You have the dwarf female and the Zandalari troll. This Horde and Alliance, and they're just fucking around on their dragons. There's nothing.
Listen. Do you know what everybody's gonna say, man? When you look at exactly that scene when the dwarf just goes through the waterfall and then has that little Disney animation oh, there's a cliff in front of me thing. That they need to make a movie, man. All the Netflix. We talked about it.
If you look at the comments on this, everybody says, "Oh, come on, Blizzard."
See what I tell you. It's this is that emotion that they express to the characters. Oh man. We would love to actually see a story told in a cinematic way about this. Probably not WoW, but who knows, man? It ignites that passion again.
I mean, God only knows how much praise the cinematic and art team get from the player base and the fans and all of that. They really kick it out of the park, no problemo, man. It's just beautiful stuff.
Guys.
Let's see.
Awesome.
So we have the playfulness and this shot, dude. When I saw this, my jaw dropped, man.
This is so beautiful.
This is part of what was, I don't know, maybe the most call to immersion. Just get lost in the beauty of World of Warcraft. When you go to specific places in WoW, this is the feeling you would get. This
Dude,
encapsulates
can you
exactly
put this
that.
shot in contrast with Shadowlands, man? Look how much. I mean, sure, maybe coming from 2 years of Shadowlands makes this even better because there's so much life and so much vibrant color. And look at, not to mention, you know, the quality of the animation, the grass and the water.
This is World of Warcraft.
And look how the wings blend into the grass. Is like it says like you're part of the world, man.
Yeah.
This be part of the world.
And again, WoW was always this train of epic moments and stuff in their cinematics. And this is like, for the first time, I can see something that is not epic and grandeur. Oh my God, hanging on an edge of a cliff. Oh, it's gonna happen. It's all serene and beautiful, and I love it.
It's epic in a different way, right? It's just like, this is the world. It's what they said, and I have I'll hold my opinions about it when they said they wanted to be high fantasy, because they've never said that before, and high fantasy is a term that you don't really hear about much in video games, but surprised to see how they pull it off.
For sure. And it's all serene. Well, we do have some moment of epicness once, you know, the big baddie comes around. And it's coming right now. I think this is like the main villain, I would say, for now.
Yeah, Razageth.
Razageth, it's like a huge dragon. And obviously the playtime for the dwarf and the Zandalari, well, it's kind of coming to a close because big bad boy with lightning on his back, which is, by the way, can we just pause a minute here? Just see the level of details. Look at that shit.
Yeah, the way the electricity is animated.
Dude, this looks more threatening than the fucking jailer by a long shot. I would be afraid of this boy here.
I cannot.
Blue nipples, not so much. Just saying.
I cannot stop getting, like, I know it's, you know, not fair and it's kind of cheap to compare to how to train your dragon, but I cannot get the sense that this is so well inspired. They obviously took elements from it, and they took elements from a lot of other stuff.
That's fine.
But
that's absolutely fine.
This looks more relatable in the sense that, okay, I can imagine a big dragon being the big baddie, but big nipple guy with no hair and big elf ears. I mean, what is that?
Yeah, just stop it. Will they stop? Okay, so yeah, playtime is over. We have Razageth, you know, following and chasing these guys, trying to eat them, and
snack time.
them trying. So this guy trying to eat these two dragons. I'm just gonna speculate a bit on the lore, just a little bit, because it doesn't appear he wants to, you know, throw some lightning at them. No, he's actually opening his big ass jaw and wants to nom.
Okay.
And this is a little bit of you know who else ate dragons?
Yeah, I know. I want to see if you get there.
Yeah. Well, Galakrond. Okay, Galakrond. I think it's a little throwback over there.
If we don't have Galakrond, I'll be upset.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge opportunity, but we're gonna have a separate video on, you know, speculation on what is to come.
Before we go forward, I do want to point out, you know, a proper setting. Once upon a time, they've announced the Dracthyr as the new race and with the new Evoker class. And everybody said, man, these dragons be kind of skinny compared to all the cool-ass dragons that we have in WoW. And people are like, man, can we make them a little bit beefier? It's like, all right. I was on that boat and I, you know, pushed it forward as well. But after playing it for a while and after they added, you know, the extra customization options, I was like, okay, as a caster dragon, I can feel it. I get it and I kind of like it. And some people still are not convinced. And then we have this part of the cinematic.
Okay, yeah. Let's see it first, and then when this jumped in, look at that! Look at that, man! I mean, when you see this, I don't know about you, but I instantly want to play this. When I saw this is like so good. The detail, the attitude, the lightning, the armor, the magic, everything is there. Look at it.
It's so well animated.
And when it gets into the look at that shit.
Yeah, you have to know they had so much fun making this.
I hope so, man. Look at that, beautiful. So at some point, we're gonna have another entry on the cinematic, which is one of my favorite World of Warcraft characters like ever, because it retained its identity for many years, and I think they pushed on that identity in this cinematic 100%. And obviously, we're talking about Alexstrasza.
Big Mama Dragon.
Yeah, big Mama Dragon. You know, she's. Look at the size of that head, dude.
Look at the teeth.
But not only that, look at the calmness of her look. That eye is
That's
just
exactly. You know, when I saw it for the first time, I was like, man, she looks like she's about to go to ham, but she has that
caring,
that calm in her eye, right?
Yeah, you have that caring, that I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna give you love. I'm gonna make sure you're okay. This is coming from a goddamn dragon, right?
Yeah,
This is they
it looks
managed
so badass. Listen,
badass, but loving.
love Game of Thrones, but this I don't know. I like this a little bit more.
Yeah. But look, they captured this on the face of a dragon. It's amazing. Look at that. And there's another thing here, because like Alexstrasza goes in and see this is like the breath of fire, but it's actually it like rejuvenates the nature.
Magic.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's amazing, and this is one thing about Alexstrasza that I feel they really banked on and kept her shtick more or less, is that she's like, you know, the aspect of life, right? The life binder, and the portrait of that within the cinematic is like, yeah, that motherly feel, super huge. You saw the ratio of it is like the head is as big as one of those little dragons that was going. So she's huge, but her posture is like so caring and looking out for you, and has that warm look in her eye. And once again, how they pull that off on a face of a dragon is beyond me. I mean, that's like over 9,000 level of. Look at this. Like I see this dragon. This is a look of calm, of love, right? And it's a dragon.
It's amazing that they've put like a lot of, you know, body language into it. Like her eyes slightly, you know, dim. Her eyelid is slightly covering the eyes to, you know, kind of show calmness and care. And
even the mouth is placed in such a way, like how it's closed and stuff. It's not. You can see the tusks, obviously, and you know it's all pointy, but the position and the form of it is not threatening. It's very, very calm. I don't know, man. They
and the cool part is that her face is always ahead of the dragon, so she's kind of looking back, right? Saying that's like, oh, if I wanted you, I could just turn towards you. But you're like, I
care for you. I care for you guys. Yeah. So overall, just your conclusion, and we're gonna have the link to the full cinematic in the description in case you didn't see it, but I think you saw it by now. There's just two nerds, you know, geeking out about what they saw, right? So conclusions for this, it's amazing. It's something that I didn't really expect. I was honestly, after being treated with stuff from BFA and Shadowlands, and not to mention Legion, I was expecting something of a big ass threat, a big ass carrot on the stick with a big battle, some huge epic moment. And to be fair, I think it's for the better they did it this way.
Oh yeah, but the biggest comparison I think that we have is the Saurfang cinematic cycle that we had at the beginning of BFA, where it kind of elaborated on the story, which was good. That was a good way of telling the story. And, you know, we can discuss about the fact that, you know, we shouldn't have to have external sources of storytelling, but now it's clear that what do we see here? Oh, we're dragon riding. Oh, we're gonna fight a big-ass dragon. Oh, and we have dragons all around, and that's pretty much it. Also the Tuskar as well. So it wasn't like, okay, who is this character? What is gonna be revealed? Oh, is it the plot, the hidden thing that we're gonna have like a huge turning point?
4 or 5D chess players organizing the stuff from the back from way back when.
Coolness. Just have fun. This is what it's telling me. Just have fun, enjoy it, ride some dragons, customize your dragons, be a dragon, and just have fun and WoW. And I think we haven't had this vibe from the developers told to us in a very long time. Definitely not in Shadowlands, probably not in BFA either. So it's nice to see. And
yeah, man, this is one other aspect for it, is that the fact that we have Alexstrasza so prominent in the cinematic also kind of implies that we're gonna have a lot to do with her. And I'm really excited because, again, this is one of the characters that they did great for. As opposed to others, not gonna mention here, and I can totally see how in, you know, the questing and, you know, the patch cadence and all of that, you're gonna have some Alexstrasza-ing to be happen, and I absolutely love that, and it shows in the cinematic. As Flame mentioned, you don't have any like lore implications here whatsoever. It's just, this is what you're gonna get, boys and girls. It's gonna be adventure time. There's gonna be dragon riding all over the place. You're gonna have stuff to do with Alexstrasza, but don't forget there's a threat. So they managed to put that in, okay? When you saw the Razaget, you know there's a threat happening. And if you saw the Legacy cinematics, you kind of understood where the Dracthyr came from, and you kind of got to understand something about the primal dragons and, you know, what their threat may be, although not confirmed. It's
from a world where we had Shadowlands, which was an entirely different world that needed to be explained to us. Like, okay, what is this exactly? It feels like they've done an amazing job with the legacy videos and you know, the overall cinematic, and telling you is like, this is the world of dragons and you're a dragon and you were created by another dragon to, you know, defend the world and stuff like that. And it doesn't go into like overly complex things like super primordial stuff. It's just, you know, a nice setting to get you to, you know, dragon ride your way to the Isles.
Oh, yeah, look at this. I cannot get enough of this, man. This is absolutely
this needs to be a
gorgeous.
wallpaper, man.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Did you enjoy the cinematic? Were you expecting something else? For us, it was totally unexpected, and how they worked it out and how the vibe was for it. So it's we laid our thoughts in the video, but we're curious to know, what do you think? Did you like it? Did you not like it?
Let us
were
know.
you expecting something else? Was it exactly what you expected? Does it make you hyperino for Dragonflightino?
You gotta play the dragons, man. Dragonlands, Dragonflight, Dragon Isles.
Yeah, and also thank you Patreons for supporting the content. We love you all. If you want to become a Patreon, check the link in the description. There's all tons of stuff over there. It's up to you to check it out. And thank you for
watching the video.
All
and
right.
we will see you in the next one.
Bye.
I've been loving it then, I still love it now. Still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. Getting better every day, let me show you how. Cause still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. It's getting harder to stay, but at the end of the day, it's a guilty pleasure, so just log in and play. Whether it's classic or retail, I'ma do a /bow. Still, I play WoW.